Ahoy and welcome back once again to the channel. If you follow Baltany watches on Instagram, you will have seen a recent post featuring a rather beautiful looking dress watch. Looks a lot like a 1952 Omega Constellation. And if you saw their posts and thought, that looks all right, I think I might have me one of those, then stick around because I have both the stainless steel and the gold plated version to show you in today's video. And I have to echo the excitement and buzz those posts generated because when I first saw pictures of this watch, I too got strong tingles. It is a very accurate homage of a watch that Omega made in the 1950s, and that's what makes Baltany, for many people, the best AliExpress watch brand, because you just couldn't see a lot of other AliExpress watch brands producing a watch like this, and Baltany do it very, very well. I think some of the specifications and details that have gone into these watches are going to impress you guys, so I'm not going to hang around. Let's get straight into it. Yes, there's two colour versions available, a gold-plated version and a fairly standard stainless steel version, although the stainless steel version has hardened steel, so the Vickers rating is 500 HV. 316L stainless steel is normally 200 HV. So it's going to be more scratch resistant, and the gold, well, I'm going to say plated version, I'm just going to call it the gold plated version, also has a higher HV rating than your typical plated watch because, well, I've tried to understand the details and the explanation that they've given me. It was quite long-winded, it got a little bit technical, but it sounds like they've used a slightly different electroplating technique and mixed gold with titanium, so it's not a pure gold plating. That's lightened the colour, but also made the watch more resistant to scratches. So the Vickers rating on this one is 300. An 18 karat gold has an HV rating of around 150, and 14 karat gold has an HV rating of around 200. So yeah, the rating of 300 again means that the gold plated version is a little bit more scratch resistant. Inside these watches, you will find the Miyota 9039. Again, Baltany like to do things right. There's no ghost position on the crown. They've also paired these watches with very nice quality leather straps, and the buckles match in terms of colour and finishing. Sapphire sandwich, yes, the crystal in the caseback is a piece of sapphire crystal. Screw down casebacks but pull push crowns, so only 50 metres of water resistance, but for these watches I think that's more than adequate. And the crystal protecting the dial, a beautiful piece of double domed sapphire crystal. A little bit of distortion around the outside of that crystal. It's a huge piece of crystal and it sort of follows the dials because these watches have pie pan dials, which is exactly what the original Omega Constellation had. So as the sapphire crystal curves down, the dial doesn't quite match it, it's not supposed to, but that also sort of curves away from the crystal. Of course, we can't credit Baltany with the design, that's all Omega, and I've said it already, this is a fairly accurate homage watch, which some people won't like, but I think the vast majority of people will be okay with it because it's not a homage of a modern watch, it's a watch that was made, 75 years ago. And the truth is, if you want one of those watches, it's going to cost you a decent chunk of change. So a lot of people would argue this is exactly the sort of homage watch that should exist. It gives people an opportunity to buy a watch that looks a lot like, well, a very desirable vintage Omega, but without having to fork out, thousands and thousands of dollars. And these two watches are competitively priced at the moment. There's actually a little mini sale. It doesn't go on for very long, so if you want one of these at the prices quoted in this video, don't hang about. Baltany, the official store, very kindly supplied me with an additional $25 discount for anybody that wants to buy these watches. And if you buy them now during the current mini sale, you'll be able to get the steel version for $274 US, and the black and gold version for $294 US. I think that will be a touch rich for some people, but when you understand what's gone into producing these watches, the movements, the quality, the finishing, the extra length that they've gone to get the color of the gold right by mixing it with titanium, hardening the steel, sapphire sandwich, all those specifications that, well, they didn't need to incorporate into these watches, but they have done. Yeah, I think there will be quite a few people tempted by these watches. When those posts went live on Instagram by Baltany sharing this watch, there were quite a few people saying, why is this watch not smaller? The original Constellation was around 35 millimeters in diameter. These are 38.4 millimeters. I was actually worried they were going to be bigger when I first saw the pictures. In my mind, I was thinking if they're 38 millimeters, that's a pretty good size. If they'd made them 35 or 36 millimeters in diameter, I think there would have been more complaints, to be honest. Modern watches are just bigger, aren't they? So I don't think these are too big. Maybe 37 to 38 millimeters would have been the sweet spot. I don't know. It's a personal thing, isn't it? I don't think these look like the wrong size when you see them on, well, my roughly average sized wrist. But I do understand why people commented and said, you know, can we get them a little bit closer to the original 35 millimeters in diameter? Regardless, I think they're fantastic, and I always look forward to seeing what Baltany are going to release next. I don't think I've really finished the specifications. There's some loom, applied indices, Dauphine hands. The movements are running nicely. They regulate these watches before they send them out, you know. A lot of AliExpress brands are doing that now. And it shows. These are running a little bit fast, but I think that's better than them running a little bit slow. Right, time to throw it over to you guys. Yeah, leave Baltany some feedback in the comments section. I know they read the comments, so yeah, if you've got some constructive criticism, well, any feedback really, let them know, and I'm sure you're going to feedback to me on the video. Always look forward to reading your comments. Right, guys, enjoy the rest of your week.